So Mike, for beginners, we're still talking about people first picking it up, and they at some point want to pick up the driver, but hit it like somewhere where they can find the ball and advance it a little bit more. You know, it's just no fun for, like, people will quit golf if they lose their whole box, and they're like, that wasn't fun. I'm not doing that again. So what's like a responsible and kind of a smart way to then start introducing driver as, you know, they're beginning?
Okay, well, driver, again, now we've got the same grip. It's a face, so it's doing the same thing. What I do with the driver is I have people set up and I have them drop their foot back so their body, this hip's out of their way. So now they've got room for their arms to swing, and then they just go back and put the club face on the back of the ball. Just square the face on the back of the ball. Just boom. And with just that much swing, squaring the club, that ball's going to go, it went probably about 125, 30 yards in the air, and it went really straight.
Yeah.
So I start to learn how to take the club back and just run the club face into the ball. This is out of my way, so I've got all this room for my arms. So all I have to do is control my arms and the face here. That's really important, to try to take this club initially and make your body turn and make your wrist hinge and clear and shift your weight and make this work. It's too much to ask people right out of the chute.
I'm going to grab my driver. I want to try that because I think this is really interesting.
So you get
kind of like point your feet at first base almost?
Yeah, you drop your right foot back even further.
Okay, like this?
More. Get a little closer to the ball with your left foot. Drop it back a little further. Yeah. Okay, so now all you've got to do, now you basically got your hip out of the way. Now there's all this room for your arms to swing.
Okay.
Now all you've got to do from here is you swing your arms back, hinge your wrist. Now there's all that room. You can swing your arms down into here. Now all you've got to do is do that and run the club face into the back of the ball square. So that's our task, is just go here, hit the ball square with the face. You're not going to hit it very far.
So almost like you're a carpenter, just trying to hit that nail there.
That's all you're trying to do. You're just take it back, hinge, run the club face into the ball. That's all you're doing right there.
Yeah.
So you're
there's not like a follow through or anything like that.
You don't even go there.
Yeah.
You've basically turned your body out of the way. You've made room for your arms to swing. Now you're swinging your arms back, you're hinging your wrists, and you're running the club face into the ball. So you've simplified down the number of motions you're having to make.
Right, right.
So all you got to do there now, once you got your grip, is you just swing your arms back, lever your wrists, run the club face into the back of the ball. That's it. Boom, boom. That's it, right there.
Okay.
And now most people, honestly, if they would play from right there, and
that rolled out to 210.
That's going to go,
so,
exactly. So for most people, if we calm their bodies down and just get them to do that and run the club face into the ball slow, they're going to hit it farther, straighter, and better than they do with all the motion, because there's less things they're having to time, so they're going to hit it better.
This, I think, relates to a discussion about why, and I think this goes right into it, but why does almost every golfer that starts hits this big banana ball, especially like if you come from other sports and you're like an athletic, strong person, and then you go to golf, and you just see it go like off, and more speed only makes it go more.
Well, that's because they slice, because they have never, first of all, their grips aren't correct. Second of all, they've never gained control of the face first.
Gotcha.
So when their body starts moving really fast and starts to unwind, it outruns the club face, and so they're fighting trying to catch the face up. You slow the body down and you catch the face up first.
Yep.
And now you can control the face, then you can start using your body more, and now you've got something. So it's a process of learning. You have to learn, you have to control the face first before you start using the big global muscles.
Okay, great.
You get face control, and then you start using your body, you have something. If you use your body consuming that you have face control and you don't, you just slice forever.
Right.
And that usually turns into players who never get very good, because they never really get control of the face. So they plateau. They get to they start out at shooting 120 and they get down to shooting 90s, and they never really get any better because they never really gain control of the face.
And you'll see these players, then maybe this would be the type of player that's like, everybody looks at them and thinks like, oh, that guy's probably single-digit handicap, but he's spraying it still because he went about it backwards.
They never really gain control of the face. I can set up any way and use my body any way you want me to use it, and I can hit it really well.
Yeah.
Because I have good control of the face. My body does one thing, my hands say, well, here's what I'm going to have to do to make the face work.
Yeah.
So that's somebody who can play. Now you take somebody, they may look pretty good. I had a teacher who used to call him an empty suit.
Okay.
It's the guy who goes to work who looks good but can't do the job.
Right.
Okay, so you got a lot of people who kind of look like they have pretty good swings, but when it comes down to hitting shots and playing the game, they can't control the face. So you can't control your edges, can't control the racket, so you look pretty good, you dress the part, you look at you go, you can't hit shots. So this basically starts with what is the game? The game is control the face.
Mm-hmm.
The better you are at that and you get that, then you start building on that. I start every day with this. I'll remind myself of how this works.
Yep.
Then I gradually add more and more of this to it.
Yep.
And I've been doing it for, like I say, 60 years, and I'm still remind myself, there's my grip, here's how my hands work, there's face control, and then I start adding more and more motion to it.
Right.
If I get to a point where it's not working, I don't add more speed. I make sure I fix it before I go bigger.
Yeah, I was at a tournament 15 years ago in California and saw Tiger Woods take a 7-iron, and he hit it 30 yards, then he hit it 60 yards, and then he hit it 100 yards, all the way up to like 220 yards with his 7-iron. And but it was like that building up process was really cool to see.
If you watched most of the tour players, if you watched them practice,
Yeah.
they don't practice at full speed. They're not. You're watching them prepare to compete.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting ready to go out on a golf course and compete. When you watch them practice, you'd be surprised how many of them sit there hitting little half swings, half shots, because they only want enough swing where there's enough force where they can kind of feel where the club's at and what it's doing.
Yeah.
And they're trying to build a feel for what they're trying to do. They're not in a big rush to see how far they can hit their 7-iron.
Sure.
They're more concerned about making sure that they do it right and that they control the face and the path and everything that they're doing correctly. Amateurs, they don't. I mean, I'm watching it right here. They don't do that. They want to see how far they can hit their 7-iron. I go, what does it matter?
Yeah.
You could call any shot you want. You call any shot you want
All
once
right.
I start my backswing.
Okay, I'll do that.
So you ready?
Uh-huh. The low hook. Nice.
I mean, I can hit any shot you want me to hit. So it doesn't matter. You can say top, shank, skinny. It doesn't matter what you call.
Yeah.
Got another shot?
Uh-huh. Okay, thin it. That was good. High straight. Wow, that's good, Mike.
Okay,
now that is 25 feet higher than the low hook.
Okay, but now here's the deal. Why can I do that? Well, see, I'm holding that club face in my hands, and I start back, and that ball's sitting still. You say high straight. I've got all this time, and all I've got to do is I've got to add a little loft to the face when I come in the ball. So I got all that time for my hands to make one little teeny adjustment to do whatever I need to do with that face to hit it.
But in a way, like your motor control, it's working from the hands backwards.
Hands backwards.
What does that mean? Like hands, like the hands are like in charge.
My hands are in charge of what's going on. And then when you say hit a high straight, then my hands know what they have to do, and my body knows what it has to do to get in position to let my hands do what they need to do. So everybody else is trying to make your body, make your hands work. I'm going, that's not how I've played any sport I've ever done.
No, yeah.
It's always been, I shoot a basketball, I shoot it with my hands. Does my body play a role? Yeah, but I'm shooting it with my hands.
Yeah.
So the hands are what I trained. I trained my hands to hit a baseball, right field, center field, left field. So when I come to this game, I train my hands because my hands, I saw this as the bat. So that was left field, that was right field, that was center field. So all I'm doing is I take the bat back, which is this, and I can make, my hands can do whatever they have to do to make that thing, make the ball go wherever I want it to go.
It's interesting that you think of the bat as from here to here, whereas a lot of people think of it from here to
no,
here.
this has nothing. This is not the bat. I'm not hitting it with this. That's an extension of my left arm.
Oh, okay.
So I'm hitting it like this. So the bat is this. Boom. So all I'm doing is it's that right there. All the club shaft is it extends my left arm and makes this a longer deal.
Yeah.
But the face is the bat. So you put it down there and you say hit it to right field, hit it to center field, hit it to left field. I mean, that's so easy to do. It's incredible. Freaking ball's not moving.
Right.
And so because my hands are good enough, I can do anything I want to do with the face. And I got really good at that, and that's not that hard to do. Now, if you start telling me, you start getting my body involved and my hands weren't good, I mean,
yeah.
I don't know if I'd ever been any good at it. So my hands have taken priority. Every sport I've ever played,
Sure.
my hands took priority. I mean, you play basketball, my body's not taking priority.
Right.
I mean, I'm bouncing the ball. I mean, I go to shoot it. Is my body involved? Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's my hands that are controlling the ball.
And when you watch regular golfers, you can kind of tell if they have,
They
like,
have
it's all body, and then they just hope to line up the hands.
I even hear take your hands out of the swing. Well, I understand what they mean by that. With
Yeah, like
tour
you hear a
players.
lot of, especially when people start to talk about rotation, they're like, no, I just want to rotate.
Just turn back and turn
Yeah,
through.
yeah, right.
Good luck. That assumes that when you do that, that your hands know how to transport the club in the correct arc.
Okay. Yeah,
But if your hands don't know what they're doing and you just say turn back and turn through, this is what would happen. Because if I just did that, and because I'm not on a 90-degree angle to the ball, if I just turn back and turn through, I'd miss the ball.
Yeah, your plane
because
gets higher.
my plane is not aimed at the ball.
Yep.
So my arms have to know what to do to direct the club down into the ball. So that's not correct. You can't, my arms had to know what to do to direct the momentum of the club to the ball, because my arms aren't at a 90-degree angle to my spine angle running into the ball.
Right.
See, they're on an angle to my spine.
Sure.
The ball would have to be out there, and then maybe I could just go and something might work.
Right.
But because they're not on the same, they're not on 90-degree angles, it doesn't work.
Yeah, yeah.
So my hands have to feel where that momentum is, and when I change directions, my hands have to direct the momentum of the club into the correct arc.
Right.
So these better be pretty damn good.
Yeah, you can't just go like A to C. You got to go A to B, then to C. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the better your hands are at controlling the face, they also have to understand and react to and direct the momentum of the club. So they're directing the momentum of the club into the correct arc to run into the ball. And then my hands, like I say, you could call any shot. Go ahead and call another one.
Fade. Sorry, it took.
That's
took
all right.
long. I was thinking, but you did it.
There's a fade. I mean, it doesn't matter what you call.
That
I've
was
got
good.
plenty of time to do whatever I need to do to hit whatever shot you want me to hit.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. Quick tip there. We have a lot more videos coming up here on Be Better Golf, and we're going to start that now.